What is up, guys? It's your boy Fix It Daniel, and today we are going to be back on the scooter. We're going to try and finish, and well, actually, not going to try and finish. We still got a little ways to go. We are going to try and start working on taking apart the motor. So we're going to get into it, show you guys what we've done so far, and then hopefully we can get started on getting this motor taken apart. So let's get into it. Welcome to the channel, guys. If you guys have not seen my stuff, please go down, like and subscribe, share it with your friends. But today we are going to be back on the SYN250 RV scooter. We definitely are in the midst of tearing this thing apart. We are going to try to start on the motor today and kind of get that torn apart so we can get that back, because that is the main reason why this bike is completely torn apart. But I'm going to show you guys what we've done so far and where we've gotten to before we start tearing apart the motor. So let's show you guys. So we're on the scooter. Please forgive me. I am washing clothes, so the noise is going to be a little bit. Hopefully, just bear it, please. All right. So today we are going to be getting on the motor, which is back over there. So far, we haven't done much but clean out the radiator. Basically, we flushed the fluid. I didn't show you guys. I just kind of did it off camera because we already drained it. But I cleaned it out some more, and I took a liberty of cleaning this out some more. And as you can see, it's a little clean. It's a lot cleaner than it was, but you see that dark spot up top. And then there's some here on the back. That's just because I couldn't get in there to get it. I don't have a long enough brush tool to get to that. But I cleaned this. I looked online on the forums and YouTube trying to figure out how to get this clean. The only thing I got this clean with is brake cleaner. I had an extra can sitting on top of there, and I sprayed a crap load of brake cleaner, and it came out immaculate, except for the top part because I couldn't get to it. I ran out. So, but when I got some, I sat at the bottom. It was down here in this bottom of this oval part is at the bottom. It was completely, as you can see, there's still a little bit of residue in that channel, but I couldn't get to it all. This doesn't look terrible. It actually looks a lot better, but it was horrible. I would like to get it a little bit more cleaner before we get filled. I may get some more brake cleaner and get that last little crevice. Maybe try to find a longer brush tool to get that clean off. Because if I can get some brake cleaner on that, that'll all come off and it'll be completely clean. We flushed out the radiator, the radiator hoses, and I actually got them all. Let me come over here so you can see it. So we got all the lines cleared out. They're all cleaned out. I ran some water down there. So basically what I did is I got down here to where the radiator's at. And there's some hoses on this side and then on that side. And basically all I did was I just flushed it out with some water. Try to get some of the gunk out. It got most of it out. It started going clear. So that's good enough. What we'll try to do is maybe we'll do a better job in the next, like, maintenance cycle, because really what I'm trying to do is, since this bike has been sitting for 2 months, you know, the oil was dirty, the coolant was dirty, the brake fluid is probably the only thing that looks pretty good, and then we're going to do the gear too, just for good measure, you know. And hopefully the gas seems like it's okay. I pour some Restore in there, hopefully that's all good. But we are going to eventually clean out the throttle body and get that, make sure that that's going to be running good, so when it takes that new gas or that gas, it won't get clogged up. So hopefully everything will run good. We'll run it down and then we'll put some fresh ones in there or some seafoam. But we pretty much got that all taken care of. So that was one of the things. I thought about going ahead and putting this back together because that's really the whole reason is, you know, to get the radiator clean and then also do the plastic pieces. But we are going to wait because there are some plastic pieces over here that needs to be, like, fixed. So, like, for instance, where is it? I don't think it's on this one. But there's some other pieces that needs to be done, like that one of these pieces broke off, and it needs to go on one of the pieces. I think it's over here. So, yeah. So this piece goes on that end, because you see that end over there has this little oval piece. So there's some pieces in there that needs the plastic pieces that need to be super glued, and then we're gonna hard epoxy it with some plastic epoxy, make it nice and strong. But today we're not gonna be getting onto that. We pretty much did that already, but we're gonna try and see if we can mess with this motor. and just start doing the tear down process, and hopefully we can get it all going pretty good, and get this part off here, because there is a surprise in there that I want to show you guys the reason why we're doing it. I mentioned it before, but I want to show you guys so you can actually see that I'm actually not lying. There actually is a hole in the piston. So we're going to take that part off. We're going to get this all taken off, leave the top parts valving where it is. We're just going to slide it off, get the piston slid off, replace it with the new one, put it back together, get it all back bolted up, and then get it back in the bike, because we want to get it back in the bike so we can move the bike around. It's a lot more easier because I can't get it off this jack stand. If I get it on the jack stand, it just hit the floor. So the goal is to get the motor refixed back up, get it all nice and clean and good, and get it back in the bike, get it bolted back down so we can move this thing out of the way if we have to, so we can do some plastic fixing work or get it back together or whichever. But we can't move it where it's sitting because right now it's got nothing to sit on. So that's what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and get down on this floor and get to this motor. Okay guys, so we're going to get into this. So the way to get this going is we got to start from here down. So we've got to get this line out of the way, you know, and then get it off of here, which is basically just bent around this. So we got to do that. We want to, before we start taking this off, we need to get the timing set, and the only way to do that is to look through this little hole here. So you take this off here, like so. Of course, not lose it, but it's okay. We know where it is. So inside here, there's this little line notch here. So this is how you get it to set the top dead center. I know you guys can't quite see it, but I need to set it before we start tearing this stuff apart. So I took out the spark plug, so hopefully this will make my life a little easier. And then what I want to do is get this thing set to top dead center if I can. So it's kind of hard to get it set there, so we'll get as close as we can get it, and then we'll adjust it when we get to the thing. So we'll get it as close as we can get it. Alright, that's about as close as we're going to get it. Something's binding right there. It's not free spinning, maybe because of that. So we'll go ahead and leave that there. Where did it go? Did it fall? I think it fell. I think it fell down. We'll get it. We'll get it a little later. It's okay. All right. So we got as close to top dead center as we can get it. I see the T. It's just a barely above this, like right here. It should be right there, marking it up. Something's binding it, but maybe when we get it off, we can get it better at set at top dead center, and then get everything we got everything kind of somewhat situated, so we can start it from there. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and get this line off, whether it be from here or here, probably from here off. Then get it out the way, and then we'll go ahead and get this off. This should show the timing cover. This should show the timing sprocket and everything, and make sure it's kind of dialed in. And then once we do that, we can go take this cover off, get the bolts off, slide everything off, and then get down to here. So hopefully we should be good, and then we'll go from there. So let's go ahead and get this line off. So let's give it a little bit of pliers. Hopefully this pliers is good enough. Let's see. Yeah, these are on pretty good. Yeah, let me make my pliers. Alright guys, so I got the pliers. So So just squeeze, get this out of the way. Mind you, all this stuff's been in here for a while, so it's going to take some finessing to get it off, especially when it's fighting with you all the way. Alright, get that out the way. Bend it. Okay. Alright. So now, we're going to get this cover off. I think it's another 10 or 8. Yeah, it's an 8. That's loose already. I didn't even loosen that. Alright. That's tight. That was tight. Alright, we're gonna get this cover off here. Hopefully you don't have any issues with this, any fluid coming out. Shouldn't. Alright. Alright. Now we can see our gearing. See if we're already set. Looks like we're already set because it's supposed to be parallel. I think this marking right here, this red marking is supposed to be where it's supposed to be set. If I turn it, it'll allow me to. Okay. Alright. So we're just going to turn this gearing. And turn it one more time. Ow. Alright, so we're pretty close to top dead center. There is it's supposed to go parallel, but there's a notch on this sprocket. Then see this there's a divot right here where this red marking is. That's where it's supposed to be set for top dead center. It is pretty much almost there. It's just a little bit of a turn, and it'd be there, but something's kind of binding it. So we're gonna leave it right where it is and go from there. So we're pretty much right on top dead center. So we'll leave it, like I said, we'll leave it where it is, and we'll continue to keep going forward. So now that we got that, I'm just gonna put these screws back in it just so we don't lose them. But we're gonna be putting it right back together, sitting right here. So, but nevertheless, you never know, these little screws, they can get lost very easily, and then you're out. So yeah. So, all right, so we'll leave that there because we gotta get these nuts off to get that sprocket off. So we'll leave this off. We'll just set it to the side over here. All right, so now we got it set for top dead center. We can go ahead and get this top piece off, which is gonna probably be a 10. Yeah. All right. But first, we gotta get this valve thing off first. There's this tube right here. Gotta get that off first. Another 8. We'll just loosen it from the bottom here, so that way when we pull the cover, it'll just go with it. All right, so now we can change this over to our 10. Then we'll go ahead and start getting this off. This is 4 nuts here. Try not to break them. They're on there pretty tight. Get you guys over here so you can see. All right, so you got 4 bolts here. So we're just gonna take these off nice and slow. Okay. Got a big one here on the bottom. Another big one on the bottom. Alright, same on the top. Look at they're all the the same. I just wanted to make sure they weren't going to be different sizes, because some different screws and nuts go in different ones. So, alright, so let's get you guys out the way. Get you guys right here. Alright. And then we'll just get this off. It's gonna take a little oomph, because like I said, it's been on here for a while. So I'm gonna take my flathead, just kind of give it a little bit of assist. Alright, here it comes. It's a little sticky. Let's get it up top here. Let's get it in there. There we go. It's a little sticky. Don't want to rip it because we needed to use it again. All right. Cover's off. Still got a little bit of oil in here, so we'll wipe this up so it doesn't spill on us. All right. So now we got that going. There's 4 nuts. And remember, I was telling you these are the shafts that's going all the way down. So we got to get this off, this off, this off, and this off. But we also need to loosen these 2 cap pieces to get the sprocket off. So, see, the next thing we're going to do is do that. So we're going to get you guys back over here so you can see me. All right, so we're going to get this off here. It's another 10. All right. Set that off to the side so we don't lose it. That's still at top dead center. That's still there. Now, lose those screws. Set them up to the side. All right, so now, I'm gonna go ahead and loosen this tension of this tensioner. So we'll just cap it off. Another 10. All right, that'll loosen it up. So we'll set this to the side. Then we'll get this off. This is actually another. Go back to an 8. Alright. Guess this is a good thing we're getting this stuff off, because man, this stuff is on here like it's never been off. Still got the actual threadings from the actual locking threads on there, like the Teflon. So it's crazy. Stuff's never been off. Alright. See if we can get ourselves up under there. There we go. Alright, there's a tensioner. That should loosen up the chain. So we'll put this this little thing back down. So just for the time being, we're just going to do this so we can put the screws back in it so we don't lose them. We'll retension it later. All right, so tensioner should be loose. Should be good there. Now we got to get these 2 bolts and the 4, and then this should just come sliding. This should pop off like that. So we don't want to lose that. Okay, so let's get this off. A little 8. Got 1, 2. All right, some long bolts there. Set those to the side. All right, it's 2. Now we gotta go get some big boys to get those off. Okay, guys, we got our big boy. This is a 14. So we're just gonna give it the old heat ho. All right, just 1. Just 2. There's 3. All right, that's 4. You got 1 ring that's kind of stuck in there. Not stuck, but it's just, you know, the glue, the oil stuck. But it's coming out. There we go. Just gotta give it a little bit of wiggle. All right, so we'll come back for that one. All right, that one came out. All right, so move you guys over so so you can see when this thing starts separating. All right, so now what we're gonna do now is just pop this off, because that's the only thing that's really holding it, and give it a good hee-ho. See? All right. Oh no. Wow. Well, it wasn't what I thought it was. It was a little bit more than that. Wow. Well, well, it's actually a little bit more than just a blown a hole in the piston. It's not a hole in the piston. The valves broke. So that changes everything. That changes literally changes everything. So we're gonna have to stop because we're gonna have to not only replace the piston, we're gonna have to actually replace the valve too. So that's a bummer. So it's a little bit more than just a piston problem. It's a valve problem. So yeah. Yep, that's about right. So that changes everything. That literally does change everything. So we're gonna have to stop here because we pretty much have to see if we can order a new head, or new valves. So that's gonna take a little bit of research, a little bit of umphing to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this back on. We're going to put this back on for the time being. Okay. So my idea of, oh, here we go. Okay. Here we go. There we go. We're going to leave that. We're going to put it all back. So, yeah. So it's not morally just that. It's the whole entire, the head and the piston, the whole, this. So basically, everything from here up had to be replaced. The whole top half of the motor has to be replaced. So that's somewhat good. Actually, let me pull this back off again. So okay. It's okay, I got the chain. Wow. Okay. So far, the rotation doesn't look that bad. But we're gonna have to need a new top half. Instead of keep doing this by hand, we're gonna crank it. Because it's hurting my hands. Cranking this bad boy So all right, well, seems like it's all right as far as, like, you know, getting everything straight. So yeah, I was just worried that the bottom end was bad, but it looks like it's okay. I think we're all right on that part. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get this back into the bike. Turn these teeth. That was about right there. All right, so we're gonna slide this back on. But yeah, so as you see, the valves is broke. It broke the valve, and when it broke a little bit of the top of the piston. So the piston got mangled. Probably got, I don't know, some weird shape in there. I'm not for sure, but it broke, and then the valve head broke and busted right into the piston. So yeah, this whole entire thing needs to be replaced. So that kind of changes a lot of stuff. We got to do some research to finding a top half of the motor. So that way, we're gonna have to do some more research. Ow. Come on. There we go. Okay, well, that calls for a ground halt. I didn't realize it was just I thought it was just the piston was mangled. I thought I at least had a hole in it, but nope. It is more than just the piston. It is definitely more than just a piston. So there's not much we can do right now except for wait. So we'll go ahead and put everything back together. Just put the bolts and stuff in there loosely to keep it in place so I don't lose anything, and then we'll come right back. But yeah, that's a real big bummer. I was not expecting that. I knew it was something with the piston because when I looked down the borescope, that's what it showed. Something was up with the piston, but I didn't realize the valves were totally jacked up. So we'll have to do some digging. We'll have to do some research, see if we can find a new one or a used one. So with that stops us from redoing the motor because we do need that top part. So if we can't get that top part, then there's no point in replacing the piston. So, but it looks like it rotates perfectly fine. It just is really, it's a big piece you're trying to turn by hand. So it takes a lot of force to get that thing to move up and down. But when I put the wrench on it, perfectly smooth. So it's just me trying to turn it with my hand, which is a pain in the butt. But yeah. So that's a kind of ground halt. We're at a ground halt right now. So I have to see if I can find a replacement valve, top valve for that, and then see if we can find a used one. If we can find a primary used one that's been really good, not been abused, that might save a little bit of money, but we're gonna have to save and wait. So this project is at a standstill. I think what we'll do anyway, what we may do is we'll wait for the motor stuff, and then we will just start working on everything else that we can do. Get the plastic pieces painted, get the front back on, get everything all set and ready, and then we can go back and focus on the motor. Hopefully we'll be able to find a top head, and we'll go from there. So in the next episode, next video, we will just go ahead and just do the rest of the stuff that we can do. Spray, get the black stuff going, clean everything up, like I said, get this front back together, get it all cleaned up, get the plastic painted, get the stuff glued and everything, so we can do that. But right now, I just got to stop. It's late. I was hoping to get that motor top part off. I thought that was going to be the focus today, but nevertheless, it's not the focus. So we have to stop and try to find the top part. But we will find one, and we will definitely get it in there. We may have to wait a little bit and have to save a little bit of money to get it, but we'll get it. So, but guys, that's it. Sorry for the short video. I wasn't expecting it to do that. I was expecting just to get the motor and then get the pistons to show you, but I did show you show you what the problem was, but even I didn't know it was worse than that. So, but yeah, that's what happens when you do rebuilds and stuff. You don't know what it is until you take it apart, and I didn't know what it was until I took it apart. All I saw was a piston, so I assumed that's what it was, and I had no idea it was more than that. So we'll have to wait and get the rest of the stuff. So just be patient. But we'll get to the rest of the stuff in the fronts and get all the thing back together so it looks a little pretty. Get that ready, and then once we get the motor in, it's just all plug and play and fill the radiator fluid. So we'll go from there. But guys, thank you so much for watching. You guys have a good and blessed day, and a good blessed night, and I'll see you guys in the next fix. Until then, peace.